don't have to come out. I don't have to come out to tell you I'm supporting what I'm supporting. I want us to be honest now. Yeah? Yes, now you do not know. What's that? You do not know? Ben is even worse. Sorry, guys. Welcome. Sorry, I did not know I was already live on YouTube. Just trying to set everything up. We're gonna go live for about an hour. I'm not gonna be on for longer than an hour. I want us to have this conversation, and I want us to have this conversation. Facebook is not loading. Oh goodness. Yes, that's the main one. Okay, it's still not working. So Facebook can come live. Okay. All right. So welcome everybody. Welcome. I want us to have an honest to God conversation today. I want us to have an honest to God conversation today. I want us to talk about the fuel price increase. Do we blame Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or do we blame Donald Trump? I want to look at Jamal BB K-Boy. Now, elevator music just fool your brain this old age. This Cartier that I'm wearing, if I sell them, I go build 3 of your papa house. Olori Buruku nie. People will say I insult people. Waiting I do this Olori Buruku, when mama they stand for road, they sell her kwekus. You give your in mama 200 naira, you go run out 4 times or 5 times, depending on the season. We read that be a gekushu. Waiting I do you, we go make you come my life, insult me for asking a logical question. How unintelligent, unresourceful can you be? I be your day, your mama na OS. Your papa na Agege OS. Your papa na Dodi Al-Fayad. You want us to go on? Did they enter your papa from backyard? Oloshi olori buruku aláìní kádàrá. You have no destiny. Osinyan wáyé. Orí burúkú ló dẹ̀ máa ṣekú. Now let me rapture you. Your pikin na monkey. My pikin na normal person. Your mama na rakumi. And no be ordinary rakumi, na OS among rakumis. Collect rapture. You see, this is why I will never support that party. Somebody say your destiny is to talk. Yeah, my destiny is to talk. I make money from talking. More money than you make from doing whatever agbekpo work or afofuro work that you are doing. Pero say he don't do now. Say be you be agba. Collect rapture. Don't give me unsolicited advice. Give it to your parents at home. I want to show you that I'm more stupid than you. I want to show you because I put up this post. And I want us all to work together. I put up this post. You know, in YouTube is so easy. In Facebook is so easy. I'll just ban you. You continue watching the live, but you can't talk. Somebody said, who is the president of Nigeria? You can answer me. You should know. Now, there are some conversations that you can't have with certain people because their IQs are low. So I put up this video. Let me play the video for you. 3.5, okay. 1,235 naira a liter. And everybody go blame Tinubu. No be Tinubu, na Donald Trump caused this one. Oh. Even the people where they work for petrol station, no say no be Tinubu. Yes, of course you can. How you doing, brother? Yes, of course you can blame this government for their own. But this particular one, na Donald Trump, no be Tinubu.
What's the cause of the current fuel price hike? Tinubu or Trump? Share your perspective respectfully in the comments section.
I specifically said, share your comments respectfully. You can say it's Tinubu, you can say it's Trump. The question is, why would you say it's Trump or why would you say it's Tinubu? We can have a conversation without motor park behavior. We can have an intelligent conversation. King Nero, now you are going to block next. Without sounding like motor park touts. All of you saying Tinubu caused the fuel hike. Apart from the breeze blowing inside your brain, do you take your time out to even read anything apart from gossip? Somebody said respectfully, Tinubu is in Nigeria as Trump is to the USA. Okay, so if Tinubu is in Nigeria and Trump is in the USA, why did fuel prices go up in the UK? Why did fuel prices go up in Canada? Why did fuel prices go up in other parts of the world? Is it because of Tinubu? In the last 2 weeks, fuel prices have increased everywhere in the world. Fuel prices have increased everywhere in the world. Please be honest. What part of the world are you in? And what is the fuel price today compared to a month ago? Let's talk. Let our brain not just be decoration. Someone said those countries you mentioned don't have oil. Really? If I tell you, say, fan dey inside your head, where they blow west your brain supposed dey. Do you know that? Let's go to Google, all of us. Where does Dangote get his crude oil that he refines from? Where does Dangote get crude oil from? Let's ask ChatGPT. Now let us read this. Dangote refinery sources crude oil from a mix of domestic and international suppliers, with a significant portion, roughly 40 to 60%, coming from the United States. US light sweet crude, Brazil, and other African nations like Ghana, while designed for Nigerian crude, supply shortfalls have forced reliance on foreign and sometimes higher cost imports. So you said those countries don't have fuel. Does the US not have fuel? Most of our fuel, 40 to 60% of our fuel, comes in from America. So if Trump, forget the Middle East, forget anything happening, just because of the current America, Israel, Iran situation, because we are getting our fuel, a lot of it, from the USA, is it rocket science to understand that there will be an increase? Nigeria is the largest oil producing country in Africa. King Nero has said that. Let us put that to ChatGPT. What country in Africa is the largest oil producer? What country in Africa? Nigeria is the biggest oil producer in Africa, maintaining its production as the continent's top producer, with an output that has recently hovered around 1.4 to 1.6 million barrels per day. So Nigeria in Africa has 1.4 million barrels per day. Now let us put to test who are the biggest players in the global oil market. So what countries are the largest oil producers? List. So we're going to have a list now. I want us to work. Top 5 largest oil producing countries. I want us to look at the top 5. Let's look at this. The top 5 are United States number 1, Saudi number 2, Russia number 3, Canada number 4, China number 5, Iraq number 6, UAE number 7, Brazil number 8, Kuwait number 9, Iran number 10. Nigeria, with all our oil, does not make the top 10. These are verifiable facts. I did not create these facts. Are you looking at it? Now, among the top 10, because of the consequence of what's happening, Iran, there's problem in Iran, there's problem in Kuwait, there's problem in UAE, there's problem in Iraq, and then there's also problem in Russia, Saudi, and USA. So among the top 10 largest oil producers currently as of today, United States, we can say United States issue is a bit minimal because they are not directly in or at WAR. Saudi is directly in the middle of the Middle East crisis. Russia has its own crisis with Ukraine. Iraq, UAE, and Kuwait, as well as Iran, are all in the Middle East. They're all going through hell and high water right now. More than 20% of global oil production has been cut down because of the crisis there. So the countries that don't have crisis are Canada, China, and Brazil, out of the top 10, and the USA. How do you think that this will not impact oil prices? Let us talk about Canada. If you live in Canada, have you noticed that there's oil price? Canada is the third largest oil producer in the world. They have fuel increase as of now. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you live in Canada, if you live in Canada, if you live in Canada, tell me, do you have price increase in fuel? Is there an increase in the fuel cost in Canada? Canada is not directly affected by the war. Is there any increase? In America, everybody in America agrees that across the whole America, there's fuel increase. Somebody on YouTube said, yes, there's increase in Canada. So if there's an increase in Canada, a stable economy, one of the third largest oil producers in the world, Nigeria does not make top 10. Canada is number 3 globally. Despite Canada not being directly in the war, they still have fuel increase because of this war. What makes you think that Nigeria will not have fuel price increase? When you people were voting for Donald Trump, when Nathaniel Bassey was singing for Donald Trump, maybe you people were giving testimony. That's your testimony right there. So Nigeria, that does not make the top 10 oil producing countries in the world, is supposed to cushion itself against fuel price increase while the real oil producers are already adjusting their pump price. I want us to talk. Yes, the Tinubu-led administration has many issues. This is not one of them. And until we stop muddying the waters, I said it earlier on, there is no government that has ever been elected, selected, or coup d'etat into power in Nigeria that people did not complain under it. I've not seen the government. Unless maybe it came before Shehu Shagari. I started understanding politics when I was 6 years old in 1982. 1981, 82. My grandparents used to watch television. My parents used to talk about it. My mother was in law school in 1982. And they complained bitterly about Alhaji Shehu Shagari. There was so much corruption in Nigeria then. We had the likes of Umaru Dikko. If you don't remember, let me remind you, some of you were not born then. And then Nigeria had the opportunity of having the least corrupt government installed via a coup d'etat. Muhammadu Buhari and Tunde Idiagbon seized the helms of power in Nigeria in 1983. And under Tunde Idiagbon's watch, the most brutal effort to eradicate corruption was introduced, and it was called War Against Indiscipline. Why? Nigerians were flogged to stay in queues. Pa Okoje will know this time I'm talking about. Pa Okoje will understand this part. Many of you were not born then. So we had the least corrupt government who used to flog people to stay in queues. If you drop paper from a bus, you will do frog jump for like 2 hours. There were soldiers on the road flogging people to be disciplined. Because anybody that tells you that you living in Nigeria, you're a human being, is a lie. Unless you did not live the Buhari Idi regime. That's when you understand that basic things that people do in Canada, Nigerians needed to be flogged to do it. They were a very harsh government. Oluwa.he, God bless you. Thank you for popping my money gun. Go to TikTok and pop my money gun. If you are watching on Facebook, I'm live on Daddy, DADDYFREEZE. Click on today's video, bottom left-hand corner, you see how to buy my stars. If you're watching on YouTube, I will read your comments if they come with super chat, super stickers, and super likes. Oh yeah, guys, let's make this happen. There were austerity measures. They might not have been the best to manage the economy, but they dealt with corruption. Past governors were thrown in jail. The way what you are seeing in Canada today, sorry, in China today, that is the way Idi Agbon ruled Nigeria. All past governors went to jail. Google it. Google it. Governors were thrown under Idi Agbon. I want you to read this. I grew up, I didn't read about this, I lived it. This is a lived experience for me. Nigeria's military rulers arrested some 400 public officials suspected of corruption, including 14 state governors, and seized millions of dollars from their residencies. Lagos radio reported Thursday that 462 officials of the overthrown civilian government of President Shehu Shagari were rounded up under a decree allowing detentions of those suspected of economic sabotage on security offenses for 3 months without being charged. Brigadier Tunde Idi Agbon, Chief of Staff and a very key member of the Supreme Military Council, told the news media executives Thursday that there was no witch hunt in progress, and that fewer than 400 were being held. We are not after anybody. We don't want to shed anybody's BLOOD. We will act against individuals only after proper investigations have been conducted. Idi Agbon said 71 prominent citizens, including politicians and 14 state governors, were being held in Kirikiri. They were holding the people that later went on to sabotage Nigeria. Idi Agbon was holding them in prison. Now, 14 state governors were held. Google, in 1983, how many states were there in Nigeria? You can never know this because they don't teach you this. In 1983, how many states were there? YouTube has been down and you guys will not talk. One day will come, I'll move everybody to YouTube because YouTube is a paying platform. I don't know why I'm laundering these platforms here that nothing is coming out of. Nigeria is not a normal country. The leadership of the country is 2% of the country, of the problem of the country. 98% of the problem of the country You see it on the street every day and you normalize it. That guy driving with a pole sticking out of his car and a rag at the end of it. That's the problem in Nigeria, not the president. The road users that will jump the traffic light. I understand the traffic light is about to change to red. Some people quickly pass. As in, you are standing in a standstill. We've been at the traffic light for 5 minutes and a downfall comes from the back and just crosses like that and continues its own going. Like, traffic light does not affect downfall. Traffic light does not hold Okada. It does not hold downfall in Lagos. The problem of Nigeria has never been the government. The government is greedy, wicked, yeah. The problem of Nigeria is a type of citizenry that no other country in the world has experienced. The malam that is selling fruit is using the knife he's using to slice watermelon to cut off the excess skin on his leg. People are using gutter water to rinse vegetables. There are things you will never see abroad. You employ somebody to work in your house. Nigerians are almost unemployable. Almost unemployable. Until you run a business, you will not understand. I swear to God, taste buds will be 5 years younger, look 5 years younger than her age, or than she currently looks, if Nigeria had employable. Nigeria is the country in the world where they will use insecticide to preserve beans so that weevil will not eat the beans. So the beans will look fresh, so that the human beings that is going to eat the weevil, the beans, will now buy. Nigeria is the only country in the world where they will make the food so poisonous that pests cannot eat it, and then expect humans to eat it. Where did you see it? So when you have this understanding, I'm not going to sit down here and butter Tinubu up and say he's the brightest bulb in the box. But having lived in Nigeria for nearly 50 years, no, it's mine. Those are all my stuff. Having lived in Nigeria for almost 50 years, I can confidently tell you that Nigeria's problem is Nigerians. Nothing else. Let's come to the fuel crisis today. When Obasanjo called the private sector to come and run the fuel refineries, the refineries we had, they all ran away. Nobody wanted to. Why? Because running the refineries meant working with Nigerians. Google it. Obasanjo said it many times. You can't blame Tinubu for the refinery not working. Nobody could make it work. It's like NEPA. Nobody has been able to fix it. I want to show you an article here. Look at this. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo stated that during his administration, 1999 to 2007, he invited international oil company Shell to take over and run Nigeria's state-owned refineries, but they refused because of the poor state of the plant and the high level of corruption. Because of the high level of corruption and the poor level of the plants, a sane foreign company refused to interfere in Nigeria's work. This shows you how difficult it is to manage Nigerians. Obasanjo invited people for that meeting. I said, you know what? Here's our refineries. What do we need? Nobody was ready to do the work. Now we have a refinery. I said I was not going to be on for more than an hour, so I have about 15 minutes more. And within these 15 minutes, I intend to bring people in to talk. One of the reasons why the petrol price is going up right now is because of the unrest in the Middle East. Pure and simple. It is sad because I know the efforts this particular government is trying to put into, or the effort they are putting into this, and it seems like it's not working because there is global tension. When you were dancing and singing after Israel, happy that, you see, you people are so dumb. You rejoice over what does not concern you without understanding the implications. It's like your landlord buy dog, your landlord buy puppy. You can't be happy. Say, our landlord don't buy puppy. We buy him to bite. You think he bought the puppy so you can play with it. He bought it so he can grow into a Rottweiler that will bite you. When Nathaniel Bassey went to Donald Trump, maybe you guys all called it a testimony. You are enjoying the testimony now. Remember how I sang about that? This thing no be testimony. Daddy Free, shut up, you are a hater. Where I did, when Nathaniel go, now I still sit down. As he come back, I warned you. Oh, we are with Israel. We are with Israel. We are with Israel. Yes, very good for Iran. Very good for them. It's okay. You can't choose one side and expect not to have consequences. You cannot beat your wife and expect her not to leave you. You cannot cheat on your husband and bring another man's child home and expect him not to drive you out of the house. Everything you do in this life has consequence. As you don't support Israel, all of you, they rejoice. Say, very good. They don't take Iran down, Abi. They took it down along with 20% of the world's crude supplies. So you are the one paying for Orange Man and ISRAL stupidity. You are paying for it. What you were rejoicing over has come back to bite you. You were rejoicing over other people's problem that does not concern you. Waiting concern you, they support another country. When they begin, they tell them, they don't, when they buy their leader, no be rejoice when they rejoice. When you know all rejoice, say they don't buy all of them. As you don't rejoice, rejoice at the fuel price. So. Because let me warn you, this begin never start. Now this begin won't start. And this beggar will go on, and there will be more far and near consequences. As you have rejoiced with your nation, of your spiritual nation, the nation whose God you worship, just know that as stone hit them, the stone go scatter, come meet you where you did. Obi say, we are in the UK, we are all safe and sound. Are you not increasing your fuel? Last time I checked in the UK, the fuel increased with over £1. I stand corrected. UK people, please verify me. Fuel prices in the UK, are they the same? So I want us to have an intelligent conversation. If you come to my live and you sound sentimental and emotional, I will remove you.
Hi, DF.
Hello, brother. How are you doing?
How are you? It's been a while. How are you? How have you been?
Very well, thank you. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. You know, I love this discussion you brought up. And I think Nigeria, I just came back from South Africa a couple of days ago. And I've seen a couple of radios saying that even in countries in Africa are not increasing fuel price. And I was shocked. And let me tell you what one of my South African friends told me. He said his fear is the way Nigerians talk about South Africa. Even they South Africa, they always afraid that is it the same country where they come from? Nigerians are talking about like this. Dear, in South Africa, for you to eat a proper meal, you will spend 500 rand. When I say you sit down, you eat and this proper meal, I'm telling you, is burger, chips, and the rest of them. It's about 500 rand. In Nigerian term, that's about 45,000 naira. They increase fuel in South Africa almost on a monthly basis. Is it that it goes up or comes down? But with this scenario that is happening now, the fuel price has gone up. And I just throw the chart to you now. I have a lady that usually, for my uncle's company, I order food from every time. In the last couple of months, I've done a business of about 1.2 million with her. Just to tell you the attitude of Nigerians. This evening, yesterday, I ordered a stew from her. And I said, don't stew, I don't want it to pour on the body. Please separate it into 2 plates. I will pay for the extra plate. Separate it from me so that it won't pour on when you send the rider. She said, no, she cannot do that. You're giving me 2.5 liter keg. I said, separate it into 2. She said, it's too small to separate. I said, but I paid for it. I paid for the extra pack. What is the business? What is the problem with you separating it? Guess what she said to me? I will refund your money. And boom, she refunded the money back.
Hey!
Yeah, I can screenshot our conversation and send to you. This thing I'm telling you, it's just this evening. For somebody I have been doing things with, I just said, separate this thing into 2 for me. And guess what? She says she can't do it. She just sent the refund back to me. So when we talk sometimes that Nigerians, they don't understand what customer service is. And that is where I've always been saying, our customer service orientation in Nigeria is 0. When I say 0, it's 0. You go anywhere in the world, when you see customer service, I don't want us to go to, that's why I always say that you go to African countries, I don't want to use the Europe of this world and the rest of them. Hello, are you there?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go to Just go around African countries here. When you enter a restaurant, when they give you services, you know you've been served well. Here, you're trying to help somebody. Just like you said, I live in Abuja. Just come to Abuja. Come and see the way people drive. Abuja Airport Road, DF. Imagine as wide as Abuja Airport Road is. People drive against traffic. Like you see a normal human being make a U-turn on that Abuja highway because of the small traffic face opposite car coming. And when you ask him, you know the response you get?
What?
It's not my fault, it's Tinubu's fault.
Hmm.
And I said to people, for Nigeria to be well, and that's why you see, even all the people that I've seen that are saying they're coming to govern Nigeria, I really do not see the things they really want to do, that they want to change the status quo. If you ask all of them what they're going to do differently, that they will always tell you about their past. I'm not interested in your past. And I said to somebody that it takes a crazy person to govern Nigeria. A gentle person cannot govern Nigeria. Anybody that is gentle and sympathetic cannot govern Nigeria, because Nigeria, we are different keg of, I don't know what to you. Because even when this discussion about Dangote refinery started, I was in a forum and discussed it. You having a refineries in Nigeria will not drop the fuel cost. We said it. Because what we have been doing, even when our refineries were working, we were subsidizing since 1971, Daddy Freeze. Since 1970, whatever we've been subsidizing. And I said to them, when you've been subsidizing all these years, and then we get to a point where the subsidy is no longer what it is. We know before Buhari left, Buhari himself said, the minister said that we don't have money to pay again. And to be honest, I said to people, is there anything Tinubu is doing now that he said that he will not do when he was campaigning? He said all these things he's doing now. He said these are things I'm going to do. Except the power that he has not performed. But every policy he's been rolling out, and all of them are policies he says he's going to do when he becomes the president. But I ask myself this question. The oppositions, if you think that these policies are terrible policies, please. I mean, we won the House of Lords in the UK. We see in America, the Republican will tell you, this is what I'm going to do that is a counter to what the Democrats are doing. Please, in all these people that are saying they want to govern Nigeria, let one of them tell us what they are going to do different from these policies that this guy is rolling out. None of them have said anything about it. None. So, and that gives me a real concern. And this one that everybody in Nigeria are now turning to activists. Just imagine the electoral law that just been signed. Apparently, in that electoral law, there is one of the legs there that have knocked all the opposition out. And none of them were fighting for it. They were only fighting for electronic transfer of results. And meanwhile, there is a part there that says that you must submit registered member electronically 60 days before the primaries. So what it means is that if that didn't happen, because they signed in the law now, if you have an election in party A and you lost the election, you can no longer run to party B. Only for them to wake up and realize that, oh, this was what happened. 1 week later, they now start saying that we should send it back for amendment. Can you just imagine? It means that they have that law. They never sat down, look at those clauses. They were only criticizing one clause, electronic transfer of results. But the one that actually knocked them out. So if Obi or Atiku or any of them do not get tickets in their parties, you cannot run back to the other party until the next election.
Word.
So that takes us to the point we say that they really do not know what they are coming to do. They really do not have anything different from what these guys are doing. Everybody just wants to grab the power. That's just what I see. That's just what I see. And for me, like I always say to people, I worked in a good place, right? But even at that, there are still things that I want a strong opposition. What will you take you to pay a good consultant to break down the policy of the government, look at the loopholes, and sit on the TV and hammer on it?
Yeah, that's right.
Look at electoral law, the tax law. They sat on the TV and shout. That law was debated for almost 2 years. Until when it is to kicked in January, all of them woke up in November and start shouting that they should stop it not being kicked in. But guess what, dear? The people that they said they were fighting with, they said they were fighting for the common man. But guess what? All those common men, they start collecting their salary at the beginning of the month, right? And they realized that they were charged, they are paying less tax compared to what they were paying before. Did you see anybody speak about it again? But yet, and I remember that time in several fora when this guy said that the people that we pay more are people that are earning more. If you earn less, you actually pay nothing. We just have to, we say our laws have not been digitalized. We need to digitalize a lot of things. And then when somebody brings in digitalization, we now start turning it to because it's one region, because it's from one certain place, because of and for me it beat my imagination. So when you start having this kind of conversation and people start bringing all this ethnicity, religion, and the rest of them into it, I said to somebody that I pray that maybe Tinubu should not even win second time. Let one of these guys come in and see. Let us see what they will do. Let us see what he said. He did a student loan. You said student loan is bad. What is your own policy? None of them have anything different. You counter it. The guy said, no, in other countries, in America, in the US, and this other Australia and the rest of these countries, you get a student loan, you pay with interest. In Nigeria, it's no interest. So meaning, if you go to federal government university and you spend 5 million naira, it means that 5 million naira, it remains 5 million. If you're lucky, you get a good job, in a couple of years you pay. Dear, I'm sure you are aware that there were a lot of people who could not go to university because of 10,000 naira. I have a friend who could not go to his school because of 1,500 naira. But here we are, you get your wife, you pass your JAM, you apply for student loan. Almost 1 million plus of students are on that thing. They were getting stipend every month, 20,000 naira. And somebody is telling me that it's not the right thing. And I said, give me your own counter of that thing. I am a policy-driven person, perhaps because of the organization I work. I want to see policy. I want you to say, this is what I'm going to do. And I want to see you throw the policy. And I want to see people challenge those policies. Unfortunately, the only thing the opposition used in challenging these things is to say Nigerians are hungry. Yeah, I'm almost 50. As far back as 80, I used to remember seeing people that my grandmother would be telling. I'll be seeing people telling me they are hungry, they are hungry, they are hungry. When Naira, and that 80, I have a sister who used to travel to UK without a visa. She would just get what we call BTA. Naira was 2 to 1. And I used to say to people, how many people can afford a bag of rice? We don't eat bag of rice that time. We eat 5 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg. I mean, I remember when I started driving, I used to fill my dad's car with 25,000, 25 naira to fill a tank. Even up to this 1999, to fill a tank of a 505 was less than 100 naira. But you see, everybody they now make us feel that Nigeria gets spoiled only from 2015. That's the part that really beat my imagination. And of course, for the Gen Z who do not know, they believe that that is actually true, which is not.
All right, bro, you've spoken very well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I think you've spoken very well and you've been able to analyze it the way it is. Let me first of all appreciate DF there. The way you conversation started, that was a good
Thank you
job,
very
because
much.
you took it back from what in the past, and you were able to analyze everything. I was following up until I lost you somewhere along the line. And I will say, truthfully, no leader, like you said, has ever been appreciated. And that's, of course, when you said that, that made me look inward and say, it's essential for us as the people to look inward and start to analyze properly. I keep telling people, even if you bring the Pope in Rome, to come and lead Nigeria, we're still going to complain. The truth is, things have been so bad. I'm just going to talk a bit deeply from the angle of not even, politics line, political line. I don't want to be involved in politics as it is, but I want to be, unbiased and the way it is. Yeah, quite a lot of people are complaining on the streets. Things are difficult. I don't live in Nigeria at the moment. I live in the Republic of Ireland, But I must be very honest with you. We know what is happening back home, and we're studying it. Of course, I lived in Nigeria for a better part of my life. But the truth is, Tinubu has been in government now for the last, we're moving now towards the next election, 2017. Can anybody come and, make Nigeria suddenly what we all hope is going to be, within that span of 4 years? No, it's not. You can't achieve that anywhere in the world. It takes a long time because the decadency, things have been so bad, terrible over time. That's the truth. We need to be honest with ourselves. So it's like you having a cankerworm, something that's gone so decayed. So we need a proactive leader. And I think, I must be honest with you, the current president is trying his best. Now, it's now essential for us Nigerians to see a decision at the end of the day, whether we still want, the current policies that are being put in place, to be a continual one, to be able to liberate us and take us to the promised land. Or do we want to truncate this one as well and start all over afresh again? Because part of the things I don't like about our country is one government comes, it goes, another government comes and it starts all over again. Keeps taking us backward. Every year, if you follow the trend. Now, when DF was analyzing not long ago now, you took every government one by one after the other. The current fuel situation, if I can go back there, it's not peculiar to Nigeria. We must be honest with ourselves. You understand? I went online, I read about this, I've been following it since they came out. Over 80 countries are experiencing what Nigeria is also experiencing at the moment when it comes to fuel. The war in Iran has a total impact in what is happening on the global level. The one of the major reasons is Strait of Hormuz, which of course is an area, controlled by Iran as it is, has been shut down. And you agree with me that 25% of the fuel worldwide passes through that route out. All the oil-rich controlling nations of the world that are domiciled in the Middle East, of course, all their oil moves out from there. And you've done justice to this discussion that it frees by also even going deeper to analyze that the fuel coming into Nigeria through Aliko Dangote, the process and all that. All this is a global issue. Even where I live now, fuel has increased. It's a global thing. Now, but the point is the common man on the street don't know all this. The moment the common man on the street in Nigeria is disturbed, is affected, their way of life, everything is. In fact, if you allow me to go deeper, if somebody can't sleep with their wife now, it's Tinubu.
It's Tinubu.
And I'm not going to say it's Tinubu. And I'm not going to say it's Tinubu, any government in power. For you to know, so the angle I'm coming from is that the common man on the street is just bothered about good life. And that is the angle I'm going to now throw to the government of the day. We must be proactive to know that whatever we're doing in government today, no matter what political divide we belong to, let us concentrate fully on the common man. How do common men on the street, we all live, we've all traveled to Western world and all that. How do they do it? How can our people feel, the impact of government on the streets? That is what the government of the day should be thinking seriously about. I agree with you. Just 1 second, sir. I agree with you that yes, things the government of the day is doing its best, is trying, and like I also agree with you. Like I said, things have gone really bad. So can it be solved by Tinubu within span of 4 years? The truth is no, it cannot. And you know, when we are all shouting and saying Tinubu, 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 what is this decadency that's happened over years? It just didn't start today. But let's just, like I told you, I'm going to balance my opinion. The common man wants to see reflection on the street. And that is why any government of the day, that's what I'm saying, any government of the day must make sure that anything we implement must have positive impact to the man on the street. You know? And I am a serious advocate of the local council. I have been saying this for ages. When money comes from the federal level, it goes down to the state, then you don't see the impact in the local government. That is where the common man lives. Bad roads, terrible, you don't even feel electricity, you don't even feel the impact of government. So the truth is, the current government is trying its best. Can they achieve results in 4 years? No. Do we need, as a nation, do we need continuity? Once we see that this government is serious, is genuine, and is working towards delivery, should we look at a situation whereby we can have continuity of policies that will have positive impact on the common man on the street? And that's it. In Western world where we live today, you can't just come overnight and be extremely rich. The system will not allow you. That is possible in Nigeria. You can't be extremely poor if you are pure. The government has provided, measures in place to, alleviate life for people. Even if you can't pay certain bills, there are offices you can walk into. If you lose your job overnight, there are offices you can walk into. If you have loan to pay and you can't service those loans, there are offices you can walk to and you'll be given listening here. And the system is so structured in such a way that is, putting that common man, into consideration. And also knowing that you cannot just go into, negative vices and make it overnight and start to celebrate. Our society celebrates people. Part of the thing that still breaks my heart is somebody goes into government. We know his antecedent. We know where he's coming from. We know he has nothing yesterday. It was nothing. But he goes into government suddenly, and overnight he becomes exceptionally rich, and we're celebrating him. The churches start to celebrate him. The mosque, the community is given a chieftaincy title. We start to celebrate such people. Where do you get that, or anywhere? People in public space in the Western world, the moment you take that position, your life becomes, it becomes that life that everybody sees. Accountability. You must be able to explain where all this is coming from. So, but a situation whereby you have exception, Nigeria is still unique. Like I tell people, I had interaction with somebody that came for a wedding in Nigeria who is of an American descent, an American fully, first time in Africa. And I was in Nigeria. And I asked him, what is your experience within this short period? This gentleman told me, he said he has never in his life seen, is there a deer there?
I'm listening.
He said he has never seen where abject poverty is living side by side with affluence. Because only in Nigeria you see that super rich man, that drives the kind of car of a DF, staying next door. You understand? With that guy that has nothing. Zero. You understand? And these are people that you see, but the angle that the gentleman told me was that he has never seen even where such people live in full, peace. There's no fight, because you come out in the morning, you greet that billionaire living next door to you, and everybody's happy. But I think our government should start to consider how dividend of government should go to the common man on the street, so that we can, bring in policies. I think that's the only way we can go, and we'll be happy. People will not start, because people will always complain. DF has done a good, I didn't even want to comment anymore, because he has analyzed this thing from back in the 60s, brought it to date, and said no leader in Nigeria has ever been appreciated. Some of them, when he was analyzing, he said some of them were appreciated after they left government. And that's true. Because we didn't even appreciate them while they were there. But we need continuity. We need our leaders to know that whatever you start, and even at your age, for example, His Excellency now is in his 80s. If we all know, he should be thinking seriously that what legacy am I going to leave behind? And with all the policies that is bringing into place, I believe Nigeria has a future. I believe we're going to get there, but we need continuity and putting the common man on the street into everything we consider.
All right. Who else wants to say something?
I wanted to respond to something, GF.
All right, go ahead, please.
Another people we don't call out are the governors. GF, I think, for instance, when this fuel crisis thing started, you know, apart from Lagos State and a couple of few states, I think in the recent time, just yesterday, they said since last year, Kaduna State government have been giving people free ride with their CNG bus. Just imagine that this lack of money they've been making in the last 2 years, states that have been getting 3 billion as a fact are getting almost 20 billion. Tell me why those states cannot invest into transportation and getting buses to move people around. The second part is I'm even shocked that some of the politicians that are even talking do not even know that primary health care was supposed to be under state governments.
That's right.
Some of them don't even know that primary and secondary school supposed to be under state government. And that's why when you see people discussing policies, you are saying there is no school, there is no primary health care. That's not the federal government's job. And mind you, just like you said, the local government, Buhari tried to get the autonomy for local government funding. The governors blocked it. But funny enough, the guy was able to get it in the courts.
Yeah.
But do you know that up till now, those governors still control those local government people? Apart from Lagos, where you have local government chairmen doing things, I don't think there's any other part of Nigeria where local government is doing anything. Maybe Rivers State. And like I said,
that part. That's the sad part. Because that's the only way the common man can feel the presence of government. You know, I must be honest with you, there is nothing we can do if we start relying on federal government and everything trickle down to state government. The people in the local area, and today, so how can they live? If you want to have impact on government anywhere in the world, the local government needs to experience.
The truth is, to buttress what DF has said, and I quite agree with what everybody has said. The truth is, DF has said most of the things that would normally make me angry, and the truth of it is, we Nigerians as a people, we are our own problem. Mind you, the government is the reflection of the people. If the government is poor or performing poorly, it means we as a nation is poor. Daddy Free said something, and I quite agree with him. Our attitude as Nigerians is nothing to write home about. We have lost our home training. That's how I can put it. That's summary. I just saw home training. We, the younger ones, don't regard the elder ones anymore. When we try to bring history into it to say, this is how it has been previously, you will hear, oh, now their time be that, now our own time be this. History does not matter anymore. Now, pictures. I, for one, I always feel democracy is not for Nigeria. Reason being, democracy is not for any part of the world. Let's be honest to ourselves. Well, it works in other parts of the world.
It kind of works abroad.
With what my brother that I can see that has his light on now said, a public office holder will not get rich overnight without being questioned here in the United States. Agreed. Even a democracy they operate here. So it works here. It works for some places. But for Nigeria, we are not a country that democracy can work for. Now, I want to paint two scenarios. The first scenario is this. I'm someone who believes in the military regime. Why would I say this? I know the bad sides that military regime brings. But let me paint a scenario for you. in Nigeria, infrastructure-wise, our best development infrastructure-wise came from the military regime. Even the refineries that we are debating about today, if you compare how much it took to build those refineries from scratch and how much has been allocated to those same refineries since we got democracy for the maintenance of those so-called refineries, I don't need to give numbers. You understand that part. All the major infrastructures that Nigeria enjoyed happened during the military regime. Now, what am I trying to say? For me, I believe in military regime because our prayer point, since we like prayer very well in Nigeria, our prayer point will be directed to just one person, the head of state. Let me ask, how many military government did you experience? To be honest, I experienced a few. I was born in 1985. My brother. Okay. Anyway, so I'm speaking from my own experience now. Now, why am I saying this? If it was a military person in government, we are praying for one person. The head of it, God give him sense, because anything he says is law. The same way we can that the priest talked about Idiagbo and everything. He didn't need anybody's approval because guess what? We are all shouting Tinubu. There's only so much Tinubu can do. If Tinubu wants to correct, for example, power sector, and the powers that be blocks him, there's nothing he can do. He will only try. Now, in military regime, like I said, we are praying for one person to have sense. Unlike democracy, you will pray for president to have sense. You will pray for Senate to have brain. You pray for governors to have brain. You pray for House of Assembly to have brain. How many people do you want to pray for to have sense, since we like prayers very well? But in military regime, if the president decrees it, they're not going anybody will make align. You will collect. Now, that's if we want to align with military. Democracy. Let me paint a picture. Bros, you that we can see, you have political aspirations. Now you want to run for governorship. They are telling you you need nothing less than 50 billion naira to contest for that office. Right now, I know you don't have 50 billion naira. Where do I need the electorate? Where do I want you to get that 50 billion naira for? Yeah. Now, your friends, co-workers, everybody and raise that money. When you get into office, do I expect the allocation they give you? Do I expect you to use it to fund development or first refund that money? Because you are not a charity organization. So you have to replace that 50 billion naira you spent. Campaign-wise, everything. You have to recoup it with interest.
In fact, to buttress your point, the moment they saw you in, that's the first thing you will be looking for, how to recoup the money.
You understand? So now, we are now saying federal government allocates $5 billion naira to state governments. Everybody is a businessman. You first of all look for that money now. Now, me as diesel importer or generator parts importer, I now support you with 2 billion naira. I do association of generator importers of Nigeria. We support you with 2 billion naira. We now hear that they want to pass one bill for PHCN to be better. That would affect our own business. You think we will not hold you that we supported that? That bill must not go. Take another 500 million, share within your Senate people. Make sure that they don't pass that thing. But that is not peculiar to Nigeria. That happens even in America. That's why Coca-Cola, the gun control, and the rest of them. That's why it does it happens. It's called lobbying. It's called lobbying. But guess what? Wait. The people here that go run for offices, do you think they don't spend money? They spend money now, but those monies are channeled to the right vices. Yeah. There's nobody coming to anybody here to say, okay, for me to vote for you, you have to give me $10,000. You have to buy my vote. Or for every time I come to your constituency, I have to drop money. Yeah. And say, okay, yes.
Accountability on those money.
You understand? Lobbying is different from what we're talking about.
Not the one that one state governor will come and give you 3 billion to support you in your own state. You know, where did the state governor?
You understand? This one is not lobbying. Lobbying aside. How much of this money that public office chasers spend, how much of those monies actually go towards the real campaign of say, okay, just like you had rightly said, the policies, how many of them go through saying, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I want, this is what I want to do? None. Because they know that we are all about the money. We right now, just like I do freeze to say, we right now, Gani Fawemi that did not have anything, did he not contest for the government? Did we vote for him? Did we not know that he had good intentions? There are people who, we don't know. We never know. Gani Fawemi might be corrupt, but we will never know because he didn't get there. But the truth is,
I'm here. I'm listening to you guys talk.
In as much as we expect people to spend their hard-earned money or anyhow money they get to get into public office, and you now expect them to get allocations and work and provide basic amenities, it won't happen.
It won't. Not anywhere in the world. Because, I mean, for example, I think you have analyzed that also. So many things are wrong. And I think that's part of what is working against us, getting the right people in government, you know. Because you can't get into government, spend a whole lot of fortune, spend all the money you work for in your life to get into a position, and you think I will now come and do charity on the street.
Work for the people.
No,
for the people.
So you see, so many things have gone very wrong, and that's why I'm saying we need that honest leader that will take things, you know, one step at a time. Once we know this leader is going to
honest leader, who are we going to vote that will not spend?
Bros. Honest leader, there is no honest leader anywhere in the world. Now, let me tell you, the politicians are people who want a personal thing and they make it sound they are doing it for everybody. It's not only in Nigeria, it's across the world. And I always say this, like I just said to you now, in Nigeria, for me, I still cannot understand why we can, a state, federal, even the federal government health insurance, right? For me, that's why I said to you that I don't understand what people talk about policy. If you want to fix our health system very well, I did a breakdown. I said, just make national health insurance criminal, that anybody who lives in Nigeria who does not have an health insurance is a criminal case. And I'll give you an example. Just ordinary 40 million Nigerians that are working, that are paid employed, if they decide to pay as little as 35,000 naira every year, right? Nigerian government will make not less than 20 trillion from just 40 million Nigerians paying that amount. Tell me, what would 20 trillion not do in our health sector? You know, just tell. But you know what? As I'm talking to you today, only about 7-8% of Nigerians have health insurance.
Yeah, that's true.
So out of 220 million Nigerians, only 7%. Tell me, what will 7% represent? And those 7%, majority of them are private health insurance. And meanwhile, if you go to countries, usually those people that are working are the ones paying insurance for those that are not working. Because if for instance, only 50 million Nigerians, like I said, are paying health insurance of 35,000 naira, you will get not less than 20 trillion. With 20 trillion, you can build more hospitals, you can build more, you can buy more equipment, you can pay your doctors well. And for me, and that's why you see that sometimes when we say these things, ask an average Nigeria, even the government health insurance. If you tell people to get health insurance, like DF said, they will tell you that I will not fall sick. My God, and your God
the blood of Jesus is enough for me.
Do you understand? I was involved in the bomb blast for 15 years. I have been going through surgery outside Nigeria because of insurance.
Which bomb blast again?
Yes.
Which bomb blast again?
In Abuja, 15 years ago.
15?
about. As I'm talking to you, if not because of the insurance, I have devices in my eye, I would have been blind now. But because of this, it flies me out of Nigeria every year to go for medical checkup, to check those eyes, those devices they put in my eyes. Every year I get an injection in these two eyes. I just came back just of recent. Why? Because of insurance. But you see, in Nigeria, when you tell people to do insurance, they feel that you are wishing them bad. You're wishing them bad luck. You want them to die. And you know what? Even the people that we call social celebrity, people that are well grounded, people that we think they travel across the world, when you tell them, do you have a life insurance or do you have a health insurance, they will tell you, what is that? I can afford it. If it's Steve Joe, if a Bill Gates, if all these so-called billionaires have what we call life insurance, have what we call health insurance, who am I, as small as I am, that I will not have it? Tell me how many billions those people will spend and cannot afford it. So, and that is the work of the government, the local government, the state government, and even the councillors. Imagine we have a local government insurance that cover people at that lower level.
So the day we start to realize in Nigeria,
only one state had a functioning health insurance. It's Lagos State. Only Lagos State, done by KPNG. KPNG did all the analysis and said the only state health insurance that is functioning very well is Lagos State. Ilera Ofe. Every other state, they have it. When you go to the hospital, they can't treat you. So, we cannot fix this thing. Remember, even Ojo Well said something. He said there are certain fundamentals we need first to address to be able to move people out of poverty.
That is what I want to say. Because the truth is, I said that is what I want to say, because the truth is, most of these policies even exist. It is implementation and sensitization that we don't have.
Yeah, that's it.
Because there are some people there are some of these government policies, incentives that are there that people are not even aware of.
Yeah, there's no awareness.
And there's no enforcement of those policies. These nights, if they shoot somebody and take them to any hospital in Nigeria, they will still reject 90%.
That's true.
Meanwhile, the policy is already there that anybody they bring, whether the armed robber or the armed robber or the robber or the robbie, treat them first, give them the appropriate treatment first. But of course, I will not blame those hospitals if they turn them down, because guess what? The implementation is still not there. The enforcing is still not there. They will treat them. Police will come the next day and say they are the ones that is aiding criminals. If that one doesn't happen, okay, now I've treated this person that has come with a gunshot wound. Is innocent. Who is going to foot the bill? The government. It will probably take donkey years for them to get anything.
That's what I'm saying. The state government, the federal, the state, and the local government. If you do a dog sensitization, imagine if that person had it, even as little as federal government health insurance, which is 36,000 naira a year. If you have that, once you get to the hospital, let me tell you, even the reason sometimes those hospitals use those excuses that they need police report. Do you know why they use those excuses sometimes? It's because they said that if they treat that person, they might not get their payments. So they would rather pretend to say that go and get police report. But imagine that they know that once they punch in that person's NIM, that person's whatever identity, so that he has an health insurance. It means that when they treat him, they can get whatever refund they want back. And let me be honest with you. Like I said, in fundamental of removing people from poverty, there were 3 fundamentals. The number one of them is health insurance. Imagine, like I said, all those people in the rural area, they know that when they fall sick, they can go to the health center, they can give them medication, they can get treated. They want to go to school. They don't need to break their head. Look, all of us will live abroad. If you live outside London, outside central London, or even if you don't live in Sante, or even if you don't live in New York, there's no smaller city you go to that you will not find a health facility that can give you the kind of treatment you want in New York.
Thank you very much. So it still goes back to what we're saying, that, you see, that's what I started with, and that's what I'm still ending with now. It's essential any government should realize that the closest, if you want to make people have impact of government, go and empower the local government. That's just the only way. There's no secret to it. Now, this health insurance you're talking about, all these wonderful policies, the nearest people at government is to the people, the better. And you see, for me, state government is too far away from the local man on the streets. You know, this office, being the governor with all your escort and everything, not accessible. Government house is not even accessible to common man. See, where I live, you are talking about the country. I love countryside. Where I live abroad now is not in the city. And there's nobody that is coming to rob me. I love the natural breeze everywhere that I live, where I live now. And I must be honest with you, hard road, electricity, everything there is accessible. So we need to understand that all our communities, the villages, the common man, the farmers, let them have access to all these things. And it starts and you've rightly said, we have all these things in place. Implementation, bringing into awareness, but certain people will sit in government there. You collect money for all these things, and it goes down the drain. Certain people just sit at one corner and eat the money. Do you know there are so many parastatals in government today as we speak that me and you don't even know about? And they are functioning. Some of them have been functioning for 20, 30 years. We have been having directors or, executive director on some of these parastatals. And the kind of allocation that is going to some of them will shock you. But when we talk about the allocation that is going to them,
the allocation that is going to them is what they are using to recoup the money they spend.
That is what we're saying. Nobody is talking about it. So you now be saying that where are all this money going to? But are the people on the street?
The truth is, we can't eat our cake and have it.
We can never.
We can't expect these people to spend money on us for campaigning and election and expect them to get into government and now take care of us. It's not possible. So until we as the people now look at it, just like my brother said, we need to now from our mindset, Nigerian mindset. It's just unfortunate. The major electorate are not on this live. All this what we are doing is just social media noise. The real electorate.
Anyway, guys, let me close it now so I can come back a little later to have another conversation. It's brilliant that we all turned up today for this conversation and we've all kept it. I tried as much as possible not to interfere or interrupt, and I'm glad we've all had a wholesome conversation. So, yes, this government has its own many faults, but if we were to look at the larger picture, right now, the current global oil crisis can be held responsible for the fluctuations in crude and consequently PMS prices. God bless you. Thank you everybody for coming. Pop my money gun as you're going, and do have a very wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you, DF.